Hello, people of the internet. Good morning, afternoon, good evening, a happy Sunday. It is Sunday now. I've come back from a fishing trip. Picture right here. Had a very successful day out on the water today. But, of course, we are back. It is the weekend. And since I couldn't do it yesterday, we're doing it today. Welcome to episode 43 of OST Saturday here on the channel. Once again, coming to you a day late, but we move anyways. Kind of an interesting week this week because I believe for the first time ever, we have a repeat artist. We have a repeat artist from the same show, and they're bookending the entire list, which is very interesting because I genuinely don't think it's happened before. But we got to get through this pretty quickish. So let's get through them. We've got a double dose of Mujin from right off the gate, and at the very end, we got BOYNEXTDOOR, who's I believe first OSTs this week. Car the Garden, who I've been meaning to get into because I keep seeing their name pop up. Weeekly and the BOYZ back to back. Again, a little bit of an IST Entertainment back to back kind of thing. Interesting how that worked out. And then again, finishing off with one more dose of Mujin. This is gonna be very exciting. So let's get into it. DJ, real intro. I'm hoping technology behaves today because, well, if you saw me watch along to Espa's MV on Friday, you know that my computer absolutely bricked it when I was recording, so hopefully everything works nicely. But let's get started. Song number 1, Mr. Mujin. Do love a little bit of Mujin around here, whether he's an MC on his interview show, Mujin's Service, which of course is a brilliant time, or his own music, which has also been a very good time. Get to jump on board with him this time for a show that I believe he's a part of. I'm not very familiar with it, and I couldn't really look up too much of it, but this is the song Behind You for the travel reality show Music in a Trip. Very excited to check it out. And honestly, like a little vacation show with a Mujin soundtrack sounds like a great time to me. And of course, this won't be the first time because we'll jump back on board with him in a minute. So let's do it. Here we go. No captions, that's okay. Also, ignore my fat fingers missing the C key on my keyboard. It's really interesting with him because I hear his voice every week, through Mujin's Service. But his voice always surprises me. It's really weird. Oh, that looks so picturesque. I love nature like this, man. Oh, I wish I could go there with a camera and just take pictures. What an interesting release. It's a very front-heavy release, isn't it? Like, the initial rush happens, and then it just kind of, like, wanes down a little bit. we get a second release. That's very cool. It just goes, and you get like his final hit is that instrumental coming back in. Ow! Just punched the piano. Get smooth with it. And I love that the specific chords they use for that transition into the chorus is really bright, because it really makes that release sound so much brighter than I think it actually is supposed to be, at least on paper. Very delicate finish, very delicate release at the end. It was one of those releases where you can hear it happening and you can feel it happening. And once that song does start to slow down a little bit, your brain's thinking, okay, how is this going to finish? And then it releases so gently, so gracefully. And then it slowly pans into what like the natural sound is, you know, it's sound of the rain like dripping off of the tile roof shingles, and it's like, we're back in nature. And it's very much got the feeling of a travel show, you know? You listen to it and you feel it. It's very ambient, it's very natural, it's very pretty, it's very delicate, it's very smooth. Nothing too out there, nothing too sharp. Just a very nice, smooth song. Love stuff like that. Right. No thank you, YouTube TV. So, we'll move on. At the time of recording, or at least at the time of me pulling everything together on the Watch Later playlist that I have, there wasn't anything visual to go along with it, so I found a lyric video for it. So we're going to send it, mainly because it also gives me an excuse to learn the members, or at least try to learn the members. Boy Next Door. Very exciting time, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is their first OST inclusion. It's very exciting indeed. Congratulations. Welcome to OST Saturdays. This is the song Fadeaway, all one word, for the webtoon Garbage Time. Very interesting name for a webtoon, but let's send it. Snappy kicks. Oh wait, hold on. Why does this rip? Wait, this really rips. And the thing is, you oftentimes get artists that kind of depart from their studio sound. And while this is a bit more energetic than what BOYNEXTDOOR's like music that I'm used to, vocally it still feels like them, which is great. Straight into the second verse. So it must be Yihan, who's like every single time I listen to BOYNEXTDOOR music, it's like my ears go to him. He's got such an interesting thick voice. He also reminds me of Juyeon from Exterior Heroes a little bit. I love the energy. It's so fast, but it's not like overwhelmingly quick. And this drum part is giving me so much life. The big tom hits, the really quick hi-hat runs. Oh, I hate that this song is so short because it was really good. I mean, it's not really too short. It's 2 minutes 50, which is like, you know, it's sub 3, which for me, I find a little short. But the song is so quick that I think it feels even shorter than it actually is. Because, like, from the get-go, there really is no stopping. It's just, you just go, go, go. And honestly, for a song like this, I'm so on board for it. Like, I love that the energy's so good, but it never feels like it needs to pull itself back. It lets the energy kind of roam free. And because of it, the song doesn't feel like it's being weighed down by anything, which is so nice because sometimes we run into, especially in OSTs, where we'll run into a song where it feels like it wants to be faster, but it doesn't because it's being held back by whatever's happening on screen or whatever the song is being tied to in terms of like the storyline of the scene, right? Because if it was a pop song on its own, it could have kind of like the freedom to run free. This very much is a song that has been let go, you know, like let go of the leash a little bit, allowed to do its own thing, and because of it, the energy is so fast, but it's so nice. And they sound great on it. Like, BOYNEXTDOOR genuinely, like vocally, are very impressive to me because they all have very similar vocal ranges and have very subtle textural changes as well. So like listening to them, it's super easy because it's predictable and you can kind of roughly guess where the song is going to be because all their vocal ranges are very similar, and because of it, they all sound so good in that window. And of course, you get like the high notes and the low notes coming in too, and that's great. It's like a little extra seasoning on top. Very nice. This should be Carla Garden, and it is Carla Garden. They're a name that I've seen pop up doing like OST research and stuff. Never jumped on board with until now. So this is Carla Garden and their OST inclusion, Pieces of Clouds. I believe this is a drama, The Sandflower. There's also a very long title for them as well. Admittedly, I don't know if this is a drama or a film. Kind of forgot to look that up beforehand. But either way, I'm very excited. Although there are no visuals, so we'll make do with what we have. But Carla Garden finally gives me an excuse to listen to them. So here we go. Oh, that's so interesting. The vocalist delivery is... it's so loose. It's like it slides into the pitches. Yeah, that's so cool. It's like the vocal line isn't trying to be perfectly on pitch every single time. I mean, they're allowed to just kind of slide into certain notes and stuff, and it's so nice. One more hold. Hello, guitar. That's so interesting, because I feel like in pop music, a lot of times, unless you're doing like rap, or it's a song that very explicitly calls for something of this nature, you rarely hear vocalists be this kind of loose with the pitch that they're singing. But it's a tasteful like slide in between notes and stuff. Like, it's not out of tune, it's in tune. It's just the manner in which they go into that note is so loose and so relaxed. That conclusion for the chorus lasts so long. Do you expect it to come after the 2, but it keeps going and they make you hold on to that note for a little bit longer. Hello, flute. These are very tasteful solos, might I add. Very tasteful. That's a solid re-entry too. Felt like the vibrato was more pronounced, that one. And the pure keyboard solo finish. Oh. That was the most graceful keyboard hit at the end there. It just went little. It's like when it's like a single drop of water hitting the water surface, just goes. That's very cool. That's very cool. And it's stylistically very different from what we usually cover here. You know, we do bands and stuff around here. We do crossover groups here and there. But for the main part, we do pop groups around here. They're pretty firm when it comes to pitch accuracy and things like that. So to get an artist that is kind of just so relaxed with it, relaxed on their approach is so nice. And for the instrumental itself too, it's a song that sounds a little bit gloomy or a little bit more like sedated, but it's written in a way where it isn't inherently dark, which is very interesting to me, because there are bright chords in there, but they're just played in a way where they're so gentle on the attack that it loses all of that brightness, but still maintains the tonality of it. And I think that's really cool. Also, the instrumental choices were spectacular. The nice keyboard with a little bit of pluck in it, a little bit of roundedness, a little bit of muffledness to it, the really gentle guitar, the flute. That's a very nice combination right there. Highly approve of that one. Are we good on the internet? Yes, we are. Welcome to the IST Entertainment block. Let's start off with a little bit of Weeekly one time, who of course made their very long-awaited comeback 2 weeks ago, something like that. Very good time, very much enjoyed it. But they have an OST now, and for a very familiar show, Strong Girl Namsoon, the song I Wanna Fly. Here we go. What an interesting firmness to it. What an interesting key too. Oh, hold on. Wow. It has gotten surprisingly bright for as hard as it started at the beginning. But it controls itself. The bright beat is actually very nice, paired with the really heavy, like 808. I like that combo. Especially once the vocal top line goes into rap. It does have that kind of quirkiness that Weeekly do quite well. And of course, this being Weeekly, we're gonna get the nice powerful high tones, right? When you get members who are extremely vocally capable, like the members in Weeekly, oh yeah, you're gonna get the high notes. I'm waiting for another one. I want those high notes further forward. I hear you, Monday. But like this part, it's bright, and it sounds like a girl group song. But it's not overly bright. That's so nice. Wait, hold on, this week's OST roundup has been really good. This one, yeah, the balance of everything is so nice. And again, this is one of those songs where it very much feels like the song has come out of the group that it's being performed by. Like, this feels like a Weeekly song to me. It's got the nice, powerful high notes. It's got the bounciness. I actually quite like the rap sections in this as well. There's a nice cutesy charm to it that's not overwhelmingly sweet. And then just listening to it, like the song evolves very nicely. It's got a nice bounce to it. It holds itself back when it needs to. It lets the high notes shine when it wants to. I wish we got to hear Monday a little bit more, but that's just me being a little bit biased because I love Monday's high tones. It doesn't really matter what context it's in, a Monday high note gives me life. And the fact that we got a little glimpse of it, very much approve of that. Very nice indeed. Yeah, this show has not really missed when it comes to OSTs, has it? Because we've done this show for like a good 3-4 weeks in a row now. All the songs on it have been really good. And then speaking of shows that have had a good track record, I'm pretty sure Castaway Diva is like 1 for 1 or 2 for 2. So let's add another one to it with another IST entertainment group, this time from the BOYZ, who I have absolutely fallen in love with over the course of the summer. Of course, they had their Christmas in August EP. They have the follow-up to that, which is a studio-length album coming up, I believe, this week or next week, something of those sorts. And I'm very excited for it because I've quickly fallen in love with them. And here we have another excuse to listen to their music. This is We Are from Castaway Diva. So let's send it. I think we might be getting a little smooth with that. Unfortunately, I don't know the voices well enough to know who's singing where. I'm still working on names. You know, they're a pretty big group, so there's a lot of names to go through. There's a nice firmness here. Oh, what a snappy transition. I was kind of getting lost in the sauce there. I wasn't expecting it to go kind of hard rock mode there. Nice guitar chugs. The way the intensity kind of builds is very nice too. Wow! The cadence of that top line just ramping up as the guitar builds up in intensity is such a cool parallel. There it is. Love that. Oh, I love the way this song, like, the second half of the song was spectacular. It's like, I love a well-composed song, and if you've been around for enough of these OSTs, you know my opinion on, like, song progression and things like that. The way it goes from beginning to end, it develops very gradually, very naturally. But once it starts ramping up, it ramps up in layers, in sequence with each other, and they like synchronize with each other the more you progress. And I think that's so cool. Like having the guitar build up as the vocals build up, have the intensity of like the hard rock guitar build up as the song's power builds up. It's little things like that that really get my musical brain ticking, get my ears perked up a little bit. And to have it just kind of go, you know, boom, boom, and just kind of keeps building, and it like pulsates. And then, of course, that final chorus, you get the high notes, and then you get even more high notes, and then you get another one of those high notes. I love a good vocal line, man. All right, and then one final time for this week, we get one more Mujin roundup. As the neighbors have returned home, one more round of Mujin and Music in the Trip. This is his next part, OST Part 2, Summer in Korea. Now, very smooth way to start the first episode, right? Or the first OST installment. Got that rainy vibe to it, very smooth. Let's see what Summer in Korea is like. It has summer in the title, so I'm guessing it's a little bit brighter. If that's the case, this is going to be a great way to cap off.
여름이다.
Oh, it's not too quick though. The little like natural crescendo he has on the long held notes is so good. He also like clips certain notes off, and it's like shoo. Give me a little bit of texture. That's what I'm talking about. Is that Chu? Chu was on the show? It's these held notes. Hopefully we come across another one. Oh, I can't nail the timing on it. But it's like long notes at the beginning or in the middle of the phrase being held, but the final notes, like the short final notes in each phrase, get clipped off almost. And I think that contrast is so cool. And of course, if we get the long held notes, we get that nice vibrato in there as well. Stretch it, stretch it. This is a very Mujin coded song though, isn't it? It's got no conclusion? I was really hoping we would get one final chord to just release it back into the wild, but it's a very Mujin coded song though, isn't it? Like you listen to it and it's like, if you listen to enough of his final services on Mujin service, you know just how much of like a little, he really loves a song where he can play around a little bit, you know, throw a little bit of flair, throw a little bit of seasoning, throw a little bit of slide. This is a song that really just allows for so much playfulness in that top line. So nice. But yeah, the long held notes. It's like every time I tried to explain it, he was doing the complete opposite, or like was doing something that I wasn't looking for. So let me explain. There are held notes, especially I think it's like the first note of every verse. Very long. It covers the entire like first two measures. And so you hear the volume, like you hear the attack come in for that note, and it's super delicate, almost like fades in a way. Stretch it out, you have the crescendo, increase in volume, and then it reaches the peak, stretches back out towards the end of the phrase. And I think that elasticity is so cool, especially with his voice too. And then to counter that, it's like you start the verse with that really nice long held note, and then all of a sudden, as the song progresses through the verses, every single ending almost feels like it's clipped now because they're so short. And he does a little slide downwards at the end of every note, so it feels even more like it's clipped off at the end. And I think that's so neat. Oh, he is just so cool. He is so cool. And that's a roundup for this week. Honestly, this week was so fun. This week was so fun, especially since I spent the last like 8 or so hours out in nature, just like enjoying the sunshine, enjoying the breeze, enjoying the water, enjoying the fishing. Hearing a lot of songs fall into that, like, or at least having plenty of songs where would fall into that natural category, especially, with Mujin doing a travel show and like bookending the run through this week was so nice because it brought me back to earlier in the day. It was nice and warm. And it's just, I love nature, man. Nature's great. And I think, like people always joke around saying like, hey, go touch grass. But like nature is so nice. And if you just have like 30 minutes to go walk around in the park and something, it's so healing. So nice. Music is also very healing. I can't endorse it enough, but OC Saturdays is always a great time. There's a reason why we do this every single week because all the songs we cover on it are spectacular. And genuinely, like through the songs that we listened to today, like Weekly's I Wanna Fly, I think is great. Carly Garden is a great artist that I need to get more into their music because they're so far detached from what we normally cover here. Boy Next Door, getting their feet wet, getting themselves started in the OST scene with honestly a really solid first take. The BOYZ with We Are getting shown a different side of the boys because for me it's like energetic or a little bit hard hitting. So to get something a little bit smooth in that nature, very nice. And then of course, I can't say enough great things about Mujin. So on overall, great week, solid week. And we've done how many? 43 weeks of these? Lord have mercy. But that is it for me today. Thank you all for watching along with me. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. One last request from me today, let us work together as a community to bring a little bit of extra happiness back into the world, whether it be, checking with your friends and family, holding the door open for somebody, or even picking up a piece of trash off the street. Just one small act of kindness that may brighten up someone else's day-to-day. Know that wherever you are in the world, ever going through a tough time in your life, for whatever reason it may be, even though I'm just some guy on the internet who waffles about music in his free time, you know that I will always be a friend, ally, and a shoulder to lean on whenever you need me. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, spread the love, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.